Hey guys, Whale Hater here. Going to be doing Packet Tracer 4429. This is troubleshooting access control lists, and yes, we're having lots of trouble with them, but never fear, Whale Hater's here. We're going to get our access control lists all straightened up, and they'll be working just fine when we're done. So the first one we're going to do is the hosts on the 192 network, 168.0.0.24. So this guy over here should not be able to access the TCP services on server 3, but should not otherwise be restricted. So we're only blocking that TCP. So let's open up our access control list and see what we can see. Show ACK. We'll bring up the list. So what are we looking at here? 192.10. So the 192.10, you'll notice that there's only one line listed there. So everything else in there is correct, but the problem with access control lists is if you just put a deny, it's only going to deny. We have to, on every access control list, you must have a permit statement, otherwise it's going to deny all traffic. So this line deny TCP is correct. All that's going to be doing its job properly, but afterward we need to have a permit any. Otherwise, all other traffic is going to be implicitly denied, which access control list will do. So let's copy that. Actually, let's do this. Show run. Copy this guy, so we don't have to do all that typing. Paste it in there. Oh, hold on. I have to go into our configuration terminal. Now we can do it. And then we're going to say permits IP any, and we'll get some points. So that's done. Number 2. All right. Do show ACK. Number 2. So the 10 network /8, so that's cool, are intentionally unable to access HTTP services. They're not able to look at websites whatsoever. Access of server 1, but well, I guess they should be able to do it with secure. So that'd be port 443, I think, HTTPS, but should not be otherwise restricted. Okay, so this is 10 to 172. 10 to 172 right here. Looks like we've got it going to the correct place. So there's your wildcard mask of a /8, so that's correct. We've got this correct. It's going to the proper server if you check the addressing table, which we won't take time to do, but you can. And it's blocking www. So you can either put the name of it, which is the www, or you can actually put an 80 right there to block port 80, which that HTTP traffic goes out. Now, if everything here is correct, we have to look at the interfaces. So interface, this is going to be interface 00, and the only reason I know that is because this one's 2 and this one's 1, so this one's got to be 0 even though it's listing 1, and I think it's listing 1 from that switch. So looking at interface 00, we have a problem. You can see it right there, out. So what's happening is we want to block HTTP traffic from this network going to server 1. What's happening is it's not doing that because this is in the out configuration. It should be in the in configuration. Why that matters is traffic from this network going to or in to the router interface should be blocked. If it was an out command, it should be put on this interface. I'm just telling you how this works. So if it was out, it should be here. Why? Because it's going from this network, which we're trying to block that traffic, going out of that interface to this network. So we need to change it to an in. If it's going to be on this interface, we need to change it to an in so that it blocks it coming in to the router. So let's just copy this, copy paste, and we're going to say no to delete that line, and then we're going to just arrow up, change that to an in, and then get rid of our no, and we'll get our rest of our points. So what we just did with that copy paste is it's just a real quick way to jump to that interface, add the IP address, and that's fine because it's the same, and then get to the line we needed to add. So I hope that didn't confuse you too much why I copy pasted. But anyway, let's go move on to our next problem. All right, troubleshoot access control list 3. Hosts from the 172.16 network, so over here, are intentionally unable to access the FTP service of server 2, but should not be otherwise restricted. The heck? Server 2. Okay. So we can't go here with FTP. What is happening? 192 to 192, or 172 to 192 is our access control list we need to allow, or to edit. Now, how access control lists again work is it'll start at the top of the list and work its way down. That's why you want the more restrictive statements, the more restrictive and more specific statements at top, meaning like to hosts and then to networks and then everybody else. So what happens here is if there's a permit any line in here, it's going to see that. It's going to go, oh, permit any. Well, this isn't any traffic. We're just going to send it on its way. Even though the next line down says, don't send this type of traffic. But, of course, it's already been sent on its way because it's been allowed. So we have to go to this access control list, delete this line, and then add it back in on the back end because we still want to permit traffic because all other traffic should be allowed. So let's go up here to right here. So just copy this line, paste it in there, enter. So now we're in that access control list, and we're going to say since it's line 10 we want to delete, we're going to say no 10, and that'll delete line 10. Now we just add it on the back end. Permits IP any. That'll give us the rest of our points, and I'm going to show you what it just did. Do show. No, that's so used to doing an access control list. Okay, so even though line 10 is the first line, or line 20 is the first line, and line 30 is the last line in that one. Even though these ones have 10 and 20, it's just a line number. So that should do it. If you have any additional questions, or if you're still not quite sure on why this all worked, go through and do the testing. I'm not going to do it for the sake of time on the video, but please do it. It'll give you some insight in how to troubleshoot a network. Also, it'll give you some insight into how it should be operating once it's done. So you guys are so awesome. Thank you very much for supporting me for the last it's been about a year now. I appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're coming out with videos like this constantly, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace.